Hey, what's up, y'all? So, my name is Donald Hinton. A lot of y'all know me, a lot of y'all don't. My story is 2 years ago, I was released from prison. I was released from federal prison. I did 8 years in federal prison. I moved to a city where I didn't know a soul, and it's just me and my son. In those 2 years, I became people's landlord. It wasn't easy. But if you want the result, you have to put in the work, period. So being in prison, it does something to your mindset. Like if you ever been to prison, you know what it does to your mindset. Taking cold, moldy showers next to men, that can do something to your mental. So while I was in there, I came to the conclusion that prison wasn't for me, and I focused. I put all my focus on my future, and I put all my focus on not going back and making legit money while I do it. It's a lot of things you can do to make legit money out here. You can start a business, you can get into the stock market, you can buy clothes, resell them. It's a whole list of things you can do to make money. But with all of those things, you have to give your time. If you start a business, you have to constantly be there watching your employees. If you get into the stock market, you have to constantly watch your stocks, see how they fluctuate, and make sure that you're not losing money. With shipping and purchasing merchandise, you have to ship, you have to market it. So I feel like real estate is the best way to make money. Not flipping, but buying and holding. And the reason why is it doesn't take too much of your time. It's consistent income forever. You can quit your job, you can go to a beach, and you can make money monthly. This is the goal, and this is the only real key to true financial wealth. So while I was in prison, I observed this concept of making money and saving all of my checks, living for free and saving all of my checks. I didn't have bills. I didn't pay for food, clothing, nothing. So I saved all of my money. So I figured if I do that, when I get to the streets, I'd be rich. Just think, if you had your job and you didn't have bills, if you made money and you didn't have bills, how much money could you save? Now, think about it like this. Every month, you're paying a landlord. Over 1 year, you're paying $9,000 in rent, and that's at $750. Just imagine if your rent is $2,000, all right? So without a shadow of a doubt, I knew that I'd be a landlord when I got out of prison. All of that money that you're paying your landlord right now is being flushed down the toilet. With a mortgage, you still have to go to your job to pay your mortgage. So when you own a business, you're giving all of your time away. So you don't even have time to enjoy the money. So collecting money for the minimum amount of work is the only logical thing you can do to change the situation that you put yourself in, all right? So while in prison, I'm studying all the other benefits from being a landlord. It's tax benefits. Taxes is your number one expense that you have in life. The other benefit is helping people. It's people that can't get a decent place to live just because of their background or what they've been through in life. So you get the chance to help. And you just get a peace of mind just knowing that you'll be all right. When COVID hit, if all of your tenants is legit, you'll be all right. You have nothing to worry about. My favorite quote is, people need the luxury of time not spent on mere survival. And what I mean by that is people need the luxury of going out and having fun, not having to worry about where they're gonna sleep, what they're gonna eat, and what they're gonna wear. People need those luxuries. And real estate is the only way that you can achieve those goals. A lot of people have fears on the inside. I can't fix things. What if my tenant don't pay me? And all of those fears is irrelevant, because When I got out, I mean, back in the day, I used to be a pretty boy. I never thought that I would be doing plumbing, that I would be doing drywall. I never thought that in a million years. So my first problem came, I was at work, and my son, he video called me, and the whole ceiling of my living room was on the floor. It was a big hole in my ceiling. And only thing he said was, "Dad, it was like this when I got home." So my next problem came. I came home from work, and water is just shooting out the tub. He done broke the knob off of the tub of the tub. So, truth be told, I didn't know how to fix that stuff. I did 2 YouTube videos, spent $50 at Home Depot, and fixed the problem. It was no big deal. The truth is, people make things a big deal because they don't want to change. They're not motivated to change their current situation that they're in. If you want it, you got to put all of your excuses and all of your fears to the side. Just do it. Just make it happen. And there's other negative thoughts that people think. Like, my credit isn't good. Where do I find properties? And I don't have money to do all of this stuff. When I was released from prison, I didn't have A1 credit. And truth be told, you don't need A1 credit to get into real estate. I didn't have a big down payment, and that's not a problem either. So my first property that I bought, I went to someone who I knew had properties, and that was my landlord. You got to remember, I'm in a city where I didn't know a soul. So I just asked the one person I did know, my landlord, and 2 months later, I had a property. So it's not hard at all. It wasn't a good deal, I admit that, but it was a learning experience. It got my foot in the door. So with my next deal, I just followed the same blueprint that my landlord gave me. And if I never did that, I wouldn't be in the position where I'm at. I crossed the starting line. I made something happen. If I let all my doubts and my fears keep me from doing what I knew I should be doing, I'd be in the same position that I was 2 years ago. But I crossed the starting line. I made it happen. Now, my question to you is, what would you do? What would it take for you to cross that starting line? Think about it. Not being a landlord is costing you $10,000 every month in rent. I mean, every year you're paying $10,000. You're flushing it down the toilet. Not being a landlord is causing you to lose time with your family. You got to go to work to pay your bills. Like, you don't have time with your family. What would it take for you to do this? I'm offering you a solution to your problem. So with that being said, if you like my video, if you like my message, send me your email. Inbox me on Facebook, and I have an offer for you. I have a deal. I can help you.